Ladies and gentlemen, we finally got the footage for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom out, and I'm just here to say I am extremely happy with what they showed. This is exactly what I was saying when they could show stuff but keep the game a secret. This is exactly what we need. I watched the trailer a bunch and I took some notes here, and right now I want to do a deep dive and deep analysis into the trailer to point out some things you may know and some things that you probably don't know. So I'm not going to waste any time. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below what you think of the trailer so far and the game so far. And without further ado, let's get right into this analysis. Now, first thing I want to mention is that Eiji Aonuma stated right when the thing started that the game is complete. It has gone gold. That means the only thing that they're probably going to be adding is some updates like a day one patch. But besides that, the game is done. Everything that they needed to add is added. It is complete. And yeah, it's nice to hear that confirmation from the big man himself. So, when we go on, he picks up the controller and we see, first thing I want to mention, we're in Hyrule first. And I want to mention some HUD elements that were changed. The HUD looks like basically kind of the same, but the key differences is that the Sheikah Slate abilities were gone. They're gone completely, and they're replaced with the items, like a fruit. And on the top left, you can see an L, which later we'll see what that does later. And at the map, we can see that they added coordinates on the bottom, just to give, I guess, a bit more information to the player. Then we continue on, and we see Link riding on this horse, and we see Hyrule Field is actually quite a bit different. It seems that there's some more land ruins here. Maybe that's some that come from the sky, maybe some that came from trying to rebuild and getting it destroyed again. But we also see in the background a tower that we saw from the trailer back in February with all the spotlights. So we see that, and the spotlights are even visible in the daytime. And we see some type of enemy on the side. I don't know exactly what it is, but we also see some smokestacks over there, which we find out later is one of the stables that we see at the dueling peaks. So Link looks up and he sees these sky islands, which is the main draw of the game, and Link is galloping and galloping. I'm very impressed that we can even see that from the ground, it's crazy, man. And if we look very closely at the right of the screen and we zoom in, that's actually a not Coco. I still have Sonic brain rot. This is a Korok with a backpack on. So Koroks are in the game, confirmed. And this guy has a backpack, so he's doing something. He's traveling or something. And here we see the stable, right, where we keep all horses and stuff. We got the doggies right there. We see the doggies right there. He looks back up at the tower. And we see that one of the debris is falling. We saw that in the trailer in February, that one of the debris is falling, and we're wondering what that is. Link actually uses his new ability here, to show off, what it does. And this ability is called Recall, which basically rewinds time. It rewinds time. And we see that the rock goes back up. It basically goes back in time to where it was back in the sky. And if we pause right here, we can actually see one of those glowy, swirly things that we saw back in February too. And we were wondering what that is. We still don't really know what that is, but we get a clearer picture of it. And it looks like a hut of some kind. It looks like a hut that has this swirly thing. So maybe someone lives there, or maybe it's like a communication center, or like a satellite of some kind. So we don't know exactly what it is, but we go up. It's fast too. What's very impressive to me is that there's no loading time. Link goes from the ground to the sky without any loading, and on the Switch, that's really impressive. So I have to say props to Nintendo for figuring it out. I don't know exactly how it works, but maybe there's some secret loading time there. So now we're in the sky and Link lands, and we can see off in the distance one of the dragons. Now, is this a new dragon? Is this one of the older dragons? I don't know, but we see that the dragons are much higher in the sky now. So now we have to find a different way to get to them. Next, we cut to a new part of the island, and we can see a big structure in the back. Now, personally, I think that's a temple. I think that's a temple because once we get closer to it, it gets much bigger. So, Link is traveling, and the grass here is much more yellow than on the ground. So the terrain here is obviously more different. And, the stick returns. I don't think that's something super big. And if we wait a little longer, we finally get to see the first enemy in the game, or official, combat encounter. And this is called a construct. And it could pick up sticks from the ground, like the bokoblins and all the weapons and stuff. And we see here that weapon durability is back, unfortunately, but don't worry, we'll deal with that later. So Link beats it up again, and when it breaks, this is something that we've been waiting for forever. We get confirmation of the ZONAI. These ZONAI are confirmed to be part of the story in some way, because he picks up a ZONAI charge. Now Link walks towards the temple, and here you already see it's much bigger. So I'm inclined to believe that it's a temple of some type. Now this is one of the main features that were showed off in the trailer. This is like gonna be game changing. Now I'm seeing like the 5 years and 6 years of development in this game finally. So Link grabs the stick, and Eiji Aonuma talks about how the durability is a problem, like, oh, the stick's weak and stuff. He straight up takes the rock and attaches it to the stick. This is what is called Fuze. Basically, it's not just limited to the stick. You can use it on your sword, your shield, your arrows, and you'll see later a bunch of different stuff. Basically, it can take a weapon like a stick and make it much stronger, much more durable. And this is gonna add so much gameplay variety to how you go into different encounters. Like, do I fuse with this? With this enemy, should I make a long ass spear and do this? And like, we can see this more right here, where he already attached 2 sticks, right? And he takes a rake and he attaches it, makes super long, like 2 times the size of Link. So we have like this super long arm, like Sephiroth's sword, bro. And the combinations are basically endless. We don't know. As far as we know, there's no limitations, so we can attach it to whatever we want and to wherever we want. And Link destroys another one. And right here, real quick, I just want to pause. It's a little detail. There's a new mushroom. I don't think that was in the old game, so there's a new mushroom there. And right here, we can show off the showcase of the arrows. Now, this is really interesting. It looks like you could attach anything to it. You could attach a leaf to it. You can attach meat to it, and you can attach all like the ice, choo and all this. And I think, like, for example, like we have a key swing and a meat, like a slab of meat. Maybe the meat is for like hunting to like lure an animal, and maybe the key swing is used for like just to make the arrow go further. That's just me thinking about it though. But it looks like you could basically put anything in your inventory onto an arrow and it'll have some type of effect. I'm not sure yet, but this is looking very interesting. I'm very excited to see the extent of what they're gonna push with this. So Link is walking, and this is here. If we pause right here, before he shows off another arrow type, we can see another dragon in the sky, like right over here. Yeah, we can see a dragon that's even higher into the sky. So that means that there's dragons that are even higher than Hyrule Castle. How are we gonna get to that? What are they doing up there? We don't know. This is what I want. This is what I wanted from the start. Nintendo to show us stuff, but then other stuff in the trailer to keep us questioning and keep us intrigued. This is perfect. So right here they show off, because Eiji Aonuma's aim is garbage. He needs to get Chronos, you know what I'm saying? So what he does is he takes a Keys eyeball, and basically it makes a homing arrow. So like we saw in the February trailer, these are what the homing arrows are. Basically fused arrows with Keys eyeballs, which again showing off the functionability and the variability of the arrows and the combination. And he shows off again, yada yada yada. And then he shows it off with a shield, which I was surprised he even attached anything to a shield, because I didn't know what you can do. But here it demonstrates that you can use like the puff shroom to make a smoke screen and go behind it and like lose the enemy's sight, which is very again, it adds more variability and more dynamic combat to Zelda. And this is the big part of the big part where everyone was going crazy for. Link, see, we have a body of water here, and Link doesn't know how to get to the other side. So he straight up uses this new ability called the Ultrahand, which is actually a reference to a toy that Nintendo made back in the 60s, I think, called the Ultrahand. So a nice little reference there. And he starts taking like giant logs of wood and attaches them together, and he starts making a boat. This is what we saw a little bit of this in the February trailer where Link was making a car. But we are saying that we don't need any it's not a specific crafting system. You can just take whatever you want in the world and attach it together, and you can make a vehicle out of it. This is revolutionary. This is like, I don't want to make this joke, but it's kind of like Gmod, where basically you have your Link's hand is the physics gun, and you basically have like different props in the world, and you can attach it to make a vehicle. This is like dupes, like duplicates in Gmod. This is exactly what that's like. And if you see what people are making with dupes in Gmod, you understand that this is going to be crazy. This just allows so much more different gameplay in Zelda, and I'm like, now I'm seeing it. Now I'm seeing the vision. I was a bit skeptical, and now I'm seeing the vision. And over here, when Link hits the fan, you can see that it pushes him up. So it's not just like a fan to propel the boat, but just a regular fan to push him up. You see that it has a battery life. Now, I'm thinking, wait, why is there a battery life? We see that in the trailer in February that like Link's all like in the hovercraft all the way in the sky. But then I start to think back, wait a minute, that glowy thing on the back of the car, that's a battery. Now I'm 100% sure that that thing is a battery. People were like thinking, oh, maybe that's a thing that you have to carry and like transport. That's 100% a battery. And that's going to basically prolong the battery life so that you can travel further and stuff. So now we understand that throughout the game, you can upgrade these different types of things to make the things much more powerful and make you travel much farther. So Link, you know, he uses it, and we see that he can use it to travel across the river and all that. And something that I don't see much people pointing out, and we see this twice. We see an NPC or like a robot here, which it's not a construct, but it definitely looks like a ZONAI, like giraffe, not as like a giraffe, like an animal, right? Does that mean that there's like ZONAI machines that are peaceful? And we see this again in the cave when they're showing off the Ascend ability, that we see that there's a peaceful ZONAI that don't attack Link. So it makes me wonder, what are exactly the ZONAI doing? Why do certain ones attack Link and some don't? So now that starts to raise some questions in my mind. Then we see again, Numa builds a hovercraft with a sail that is both a boat and a hovercraft, which again showing off the different things you can build, which I'm very excited, bro. I'm thinking maybe you could build like a tank or something if they give you the proper tools to do so. Now here we see, I see this a lot. You see these gazebos, kind of, not even gazebos, kind of, I'm calling them gazebos, and like they're all around the place. So maybe like there's some importance there, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. And we see here we have the Ascend ability that we saw back in the 2021 trailer, where like Link like went through the sky and like it's like merged through the platform. We're seeing it here in like full action here, and it's not just the limit. Basically, how it works is wherever there's a ceiling or roof, you can ascend through it and reach the top. And right here, if we pause real quick, we could see like an arena type thing over there. So maybe there's a boss fight. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a little area you can go to, but I think there's a boss fight over there because it's a flat arena with nothing really going on. So maybe there's a boss fight there. Who knows? So Link goes into a cave, you know what I'm saying? And we see again that peaceful kind of ZONAI that doesn't attack Link. So, you know, gives us time to speculate. It has a campfire set up too. And this is super cool. When Link does it like in a cave or something that's like not directly above you, you go into like this like dream space, kind of like ZONAI, like magic type zone, which is super cool. That's such a cool aesthetic and stuff. And eventually he reaches the top and it's snowy for some reason. And we see all the way in the back, we see some tall tower structure thing. I don't know if that's part of a like the bottom of the island or if that's just an actual tower. That is crazy, bro. I'm like, I think there's a moment in the trailer where Link looks up and he sees more islands. So the verticality in this game is crazy. We already knew it was gonna be crazy because of the islands, but the verticality, the islands itself is gonna be insane. Alright, so real quick, I'm adding this at the end. This blew my mind. So I got this in the corner of my eye. If you look at the minimap, you can see that the caves/dungeons have a check on them. That means that they are completable, which I guess, in my conclusion, is that these are going to replace the shrines. So we're going to get like traditional dungeons and caves instead of shrines, which I'm happy about. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see the different varieties and different features that each one has. So I just have to add this in because I just saw this. So, and here is, we're reaching the end of the trailer. Link pulls up to this construct, but this time he has a merge weapon, and it's like a fan, and it knocks Link down, and Link is falling. And we see the skydive. And once again, I'm super impressed that Nintendo was able to even like get any of this stuff in without a loading screen. It's all seamless, but I think what they're doing is making like a hidden loading screen when Link is going down. That skydiving is them basically like hiding the loading screen within the skydiving. So that's how I think it's gonna work. And while we're skydiving, you can see all those towers, those glowing towers again. But something I want to point out specifically is you can see one of those hieroglyphs in the ground that are glowing again. And we've been seeing these throughout the trailers, and we can see a much better picture, and it looks very similar to a dragon or a ZONAI structure. So maybe it's the ZONAI who are placing all of these these glyphs on the ground. So then that is where we reach with us today. That is basically the end of the trailer, and not trailer. This is the end of the gameplay. Now, this is very, very impressive. I was not expecting anything like this. I'm very happy with the future. The game only like almost like about a month out, so I'm gonna be playing this game. And this game, this game releases as soon as my college ends, so I'm gonna have the whole summer to play this game. Hopefully, it doesn't take the whole summer to play it, but I'm gonna spend a lot of time playing it, and I'm gonna possibly make a review on it if you guys want it. So, and just a little thing they before I get off here. They showed the OLED Switch, which was leaked before, but it's here now, and it might look much cleaner. I like how it looks. I really want to get it, so maybe I'll get it. I'm not sure. It's limited time, so I have to be quick if I want to get it. And if you want to get it, you have to be quick. So, overall, I'm very, very happy. I'm very upset they didn't show anything like story-wise, but still, there's so much here that you can pick apart and look here, there, that it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just happy that we got all this stuff. We can kind of maybe pull some story information from just what we see, like that, the ZONAI and the ZONAI charge and like all the buildings and the ZONAI sky and all that. So I cannot wait for the future. Hopefully there's like one more launch trailer, but that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this dissection and deep analysis dive. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.